Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of negativity, self-doubt, or frustration? As if no matter what you do, life just isn't working out the way you want. You might feel like you're stuck in a never-ending loop of challenges, constantly battling setbacks, or simply questioning if there's more to life than what you're experiencing. What if I told you that your perspective has more power than any external circumstance? That it's not the world that's keeping you stuck, but your perception of it? The way you interpret your life and the events around you determines how you feel and how you respond. Your thoughts, interpretations, and mindset create the lens through which you experience life. Two people can face the same challenge, yet one sees it as an obstacle, while the other sees it as an opportunity for growth. One person may experience stress and anxiety, while the other finds motivation and strength. The event itself doesn't change, but their interpretation does. This is the power of perspective. That single shift in how you view a situation can completely transform how you feel and act in response to it. The ability to change your mindset isn't just about thinking positively. It's about reshaping how you interpret everything, from failure to success, pain to joy, and uncertainty to opportunity. 1. Awareness, the first step to change. So, how do you do it? How do you train your mind to see things in a way that empowers rather than limits you? The first step is awareness, realizing that your perspective is just one version of reality. Think about it. Most people go through life assuming their thoughts are facts, that their beliefs are absolute truths. But what if those very beliefs are what's keeping you stuck? What if they're limiting what you think is possible for your life? What if you could change that? Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're walking down the street and a stranger gives you a cold look. There are two ways you can interpret that. The first perspective says, they don't like me, leading you to feel self-conscious and possibly upset. The second perspective says, they're probably having a bad day, and you move on without giving it a second thought. The event, the cold look, doesn't change, but your interpretation of it makes all the difference in how you feel and react. That story you tell yourself about what's happening is where the power lies. Your interpretation is in your control. When you assume the worst, you carry unnecessary tension. But when you assume the best, you move on without stress. This shift in perspective takes practice, but can dramatically reduce anxiety and create more peace in your life. 2. Victim versus empowered mindset. One of the biggest shifts you can make in your life is moving from a victim mindset to an empowered mindset. A victim mindset believes that life is happening to them, like this: bad things always happen to me. I have no control over my life or the circumstances around me. This way of thinking leads to feelings of helplessness, frustration, and sometimes even hopelessness. On the other hand, an empowered mindset asks a different set of questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow? What actions can I take to move forward? This perspective shifts the focus inward, placing your power and control firmly in your hands. It helps you recognize that you have agency in how you react to the situations that arise. It's important to understand that you can't always control the circumstances you face, but you can control your response to them. This doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is perfect. Instead, it's about recognizing that you have the power to choose how you react. Think about some of the most resilient people in history. They weren't the ones who never faced adversity. They were the ones who refused to let adversity define them. They saw challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than roadblocks. 3. Scarcity versus abundance mindset. Another crucial shift is moving from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset says, there aren't enough opportunities. I don't have enough time or resources. Success is for other people, not me. This kind of thinking is driven by fear and makes life feel like a constant competition. But an abundance mindset looks at the world differently. It says, there are endless opportunities. I have all the time and resources I need to succeed. Success is available to everyone, including me. This perspective sees growth as a constant possibility and understands that success is not a limited resource. Consider this. How many times have you talked yourself out of something because you believe there wasn't enough time, money, talent, or confidence to make it happen? What if, instead of focusing on lack, you started seeing what's possible? This shift isn't about ignoring reality. It's about expanding your perception of what's available. When you start to shift from scarcity to abundance, you stop seeing limitations everywhere, and you begin to see possibilities. Life becomes less about what you don't have and more about what you can create. An abundance mindset doesn't mean everything will always be perfect, but it does mean that you'll always have the potential to create, grow, and succeed. For failure as a stepping stone, one of the most powerful examples of a perspective shift is how we view failure. Most people fear failure, seeing it as an endpoint, a proof that they're not good enough or not capable of achieving their goals. But the most successful people in the world see failure in a very different light. For example, Thomas Edison, after thousands of failed attempts to create the light bulb, said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Where others saw defeat, Edison saw progress. This mindset is powerful. Failure is not final. It's not a signal to quit. It's step on the journey. If you can shift your perspective on failure, you'll start to see it as feedback. Every failure holds a lesson that can help you grow and move forward. This isn't just for business. It applies to every part of life. Think about rejection, setbacks, or mistakes. If you see them as signs to quit, you stay stuck. But if you see them as steps to learning and growth, you make progress. Every mistake you make carries with it valuable lessons that compound into wisdom over time. 5. Self-worth and confidence. Shifting your perspective also applies to how you view your self-worth and confidence. Many people believe they are not enough, that they need external validation or approval in order to feel good about themselves. But what if you saw self-worth as something you already have, not something you earn? Confidence doesn't come from constantly proving yourself to others. It comes from realizing that you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are enough, just as you are. The moment you stop seeking approval and start embracing your authentic self, everything changes. You stop fearing judgment because you accept yourself as you are. You stop needing to be perfect, and instead, you recognize that growth is a part of the process. Imagine releasing the pressure of perfection. You would stop doubting yourself and worrying about what others think. You would stop thinking that you have to earn your worth. Confidence isn't something you have to prove. It's something you recognize you already have within you. 6. The power of gratitude. One of the fastest ways to shift your perspective is by practicing gratitude. When you focus on what you lack, you experience suffering. When you focus on what you have, you experience joy. It's simple, yet incredibly powerful. Two people can have the exact same life circumstances, but if one focuses on the negative, they will feel miserable. The other, however, who focuses on the good, will feel a deep sense of fulfillment and peace. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude have lower levels of stress, improved mental health, and a greater overall sense of well-being. Why is this? Because what you focus on expands. When you focus on the good in your life, you start seeing more of it. It's not about ignoring challenges. It's about recognizing that there's always something to be thankful for, no matter how difficult life may seem at times. 7. Embracing uncertainty. Another profound perspective shift is embracing uncertainty instead of fearing it. Most people resist change because they fear the unknown. They crave certainty, wanting to know exactly how things will unfold before they take any action. But what if you saw uncertainty as an exciting opportunity rather than a scary unknown? Uncertainty is the space where growth happens. It's the place where new opportunities exist. The greatest moments of growth happen outside your comfort zone. If you wait for certainty before acting, you will never progress. When you embrace uncertainty, it becomes a doorway to transformation rather than a source of anxiety. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment to act, you start making the moment perfect by taking action. Overall, shifting your mind's perspective isn't about denying reality. It's about choosing how you interpret it. Your thoughts shape your emotions shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. When you begin to change the way you think, everything else follows. You start seeing challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, uncertainty as adventure, and yourself as capable of growth. So ask yourself, what perspective do you need to shift right now? What belief is holding you back? Is it how you see failure, yourself, challenges? Every time you shift your perspective, you open a new door to a life full of possibilities. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And let me know in the comments what perspective shift changed your life. Stay curious.